Well, hello, everybody. So glad you're with us here today. It's Longshore McKnight live on location at Stivers Ford in Montgomery. Yes, he is here. Or is he there?
No, right? Yeah.
He's that way. He's here with me. I can promise you that. Barry McKnight, John Longshore, as we are on Fridays at one of the great Stivers locations here in the River region of Barry today, Stivers Ford in Montgomery.
It looks like we got a little line between us.
it.
Like, oh, but no, I'm here. See, I can go right across that little line.
Yeah, I
and all
can
that.
too.
I love coming
That
to
is kind of
Stivers.
interesting. Yeah.
You know, because of the NCAA basketball tournament and
Yeah.
Troy's participation in baseball. It's been about a month since I've been here at the Stivers location in here, Stivers Ford, Montgomery.
Yeah. Kelly's been asking about you. Where you been?
Bless her heart.
Yeah.
But over here on the right, the new addition to the lot here at Stivers is really taking shape. Looking for big things out of that coming up. More details as we get closer through the summer. But even with all that construction going on over here, it's still a huge lot.
Oh, yeah.
And there still are an amazing amount of vehicles throughout the lot, especially during this month. Trucks
Yes.
in April. They have a load of them here at Stivers.
Well, there's springing savings here at Stivers in Montgomery. April, of course, spring is sprung and flowers are blooming. And, yeah, there's a little pollen around, but that's kind of minimizing as well. But I'm telling you, the deals are not. Incredible savings here at Stivers in Montgomery. And you mentioned it, Barry. Construction going on, but that's not going to hinder your buying process because that's kind of over at a different location from the main campus.
Right,
if you
sure.
will, here at Stivers. But a lot of improvements, a lot of additions, a lot going on because you, the customer here in Central Alabama and far beyond, have trusted your transportation needs to the good people here at Stivers Ford in Montgomery. And Barry, of course, great things going on with the Ford F-150. You mentioned truck month, 18 grand off MSRP on new 2025 F-150s or 0% APR for 66 months. You can also get that new 2025 F-150 Lightning. Your friend Jason down in Troy has one of those.
He's let me ride it before.
Awesome.
It's unbelievable.
Up to 16 grand off MSRP or 0% for 75 months. The Explorers, the Broncos, the Expeditions, they're all here. We're going to tell you all about it today as we broadcast here on this Friday from Stivers in Montgomery, and so much to talk about, so much to get to. I don't know where to start.
Well, it's a cavalcade of topics here on the show today. I can tell you, I can update you. We like to start by just letting you know if anything's happened in the world of sports. The NIT finals have been set. It'll be the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. I know one of the players played at Troy last year, Miles Rigsby, against the Auburn Tigers.
No way.
Auburn is playing for the NIT championship by virtue of last night's dominant 88-66 win over Illinois State in front of a middling at best crowd in Indianapolis.
Okay.
And Tulsa beat New Mexico by 5.
I'm a little surprised by that New Mexico-Tulsa score. I was talking to somebody earlier in the week that was really high on this New Mexico team.
Yeah.
Thought that really liked their coach a lot, and a little disappointed that that I had any financial interest in it. I just was kind of interested to see if what he had told me about New Mexico, it was all cracked up to be. Obviously not. But you kind of made a little hint at the crowd. Look, I've never been to Hinkle Fieldhouse. Don't know how many it holds. Looked like a pretty good crowd there last night.
Yeah.
And I saw some orange in the crowd.
There was some.
Yeah.
There was some. I do have some questions. When will the line come out? Because I think Auburn will be a prohibitive favorite in this one over Tulsa. Although Tulsa is 30-7.
Ooh.
What exactly was the look that Stephen Pearl was going for in that game? Did he have on a windbreaker, a hooded windbreaker, like nylon or whatever, with a suit jacket over it?
Well,
was it? I mean, it had the windbreaker hood. It was open, and then the suit jacket, the regular, locker room, locker room, blazer over it.
Well,
no tie. I admire people who go for distinctive looks.
Yeah.
That one I didn't think worked for him.
So wait a minute. Bruce Pearl and Charles Barkley were part of the broadcast last night?
They were both there. Yep.
Ah, how all of them. You know, I didn't notice that, Barry. I usually notice what the coaches are wearing. I did see that Pearl had on a jacket, which is something he started, well, about the time they played Alabama the second go-around. He got away from the quarter zip, and somebody got to him, obviously some apparel company or a men's store. It said, hey, let's go with the sport coat, which he has been doing throughout the remainder of the season. Looks good. I just didn't notice that. Maybe it's a little chilly in Indiana. Could have been cold last night.
Maybe he's just going for a look.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Well, I can't say I've ever seen that look. Now, if you're cold, you know, I guess it doesn't really matter. Maybe, didn't they film Hoosiers here?
Yes.
Maybe there's no heat or AC in this building.
I don't think there is.
See, exactly. Kind of going to Garrett Coliseum on them.
The finals are set Sunday night, 7 o'clock, ESPN2, Tulsa and Auburn for the NIT championship. And I'm just here to tell you, yes and yes.
All right, because you know where I'm going.
Yes, if they win it, they'll hang a banner at Neville Arena that is banner worthy.
Okay, all right.
And yes, they will roll Toomer's Corner.
Okay, game tips at 7. So if I get to Toomer's Corner 8:45, 9 o'clock, I could partake in the festivities.
Theoretically speaking. There ain't no way he's going to do it. He's just saying, suppose I did.
Suppose I did.
Yeah.
So you're allegedly the 69th best basketball team in the country. So you're going to roll the trees and you're going to hang a banner.
You've won a championship. You've won a championship. That's the definition out there.
Yeah.
And
you know what? We're not any good, but we played in some lame event, and hey, we're the champions.
I don't necessarily think that they would position it that way. I don't know that they would frame it in that particular context, John.
Okay.
Well, we stink and we played in a terrible tournament.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how they look at it.
Now, when they put that banner up, will they list the teams that they beat to win it all? Seattle. Who else?
No, see, you started on this on your own, and I'm not helping you out. John says, I'm going to take it upon myself off the top of my head to list all of the teams that Auburn beat in the NIT. No, you're on your own.
Okay.
There will not be an asterisk on it.
I'm one of the few people.
There was not an asterisk on Auburn's 1957 football national championship.
I'm one of the few people that we've interviewed about this since Auburn's been in this tournament that doesn't really feel the same way they do. I don't think there's any value in this. Half this team's going to be gone next year. It's not going to be there. I mean, are we padding Stephen Pearl's resume with some lame victories against teams we've never heard of? I guess. It's like rushing for 1,200 yards against terrible defenses. Some people don't see it the same way I do. I guess that's what makes me different and unique. I see it my own way.
And maybe it's not even an Auburn thing.
It isn't.
No, I said maybe. I'm not blanketly admitting that it's not. No, I'm still suspicious of this because the school that has played in the NIT more than any other school in the SEC, and John would still think that would be lame every time they played.
No doubt.
Now, Alabama basketball, one of the favorite facts that John can throw out about Alabama basketball is that one time David Hobbs turned down the NIT.
True.
I want to see they played in like 16 or 18 NITs. But there was one he said,
done.
Nope. And there were a lot of teams that turned down the NIT this year. Indiana.
Well, you got that, Barry, and then you lose to UAB on your home floor. That right there should say, we're done with the NIT. We're not ever doing that again. And we're not going to be put into a position where this committee can schedule a game against a team they know we don't want to play, and they do it on our home court, and UAB comes in here and beats them. Done. Over. With
that in mind, that is the perfect segue, an unscripted segue, but it is perfect.
Yeah.
Is that somewhat akin, therefore, to a football program saying we just got our behinds kicked in the SEC championship game? Man, we need to get rid of that thing. We don't need to be playing in that anymore. Because we got our behinds kicked, we almost didn't make it into the college football playoff. We had to sweat and bite our fingernails until we got inclusion into it. Why in the world would we continue to host an SEC championship game? Director of Athletics Greg Gurn at Alabama says, I think that ship has sailed.
Well, the Texas athletic director said the same thing. Were you talking about him or Alabama?
There's an article in several papers, websites, what he told USA Today. I don't know if Texas said.
Christine Brennan? Did she do this piece?
Be focused here. Despite appearing in 10 of the last 14 SEC title games.
Sure.
There are several schools that have never done it.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I think Alabama's been to more than any school in the league.
I think that's not close.
All right.
Byrne believes that the SEC championship game has outlived its usefulness. Here's his quote.
Okay.
Quote, I think the ship has sailed. It's run its course. It's a great event. I don't like the idea of it going away, but I think it's reality with an expanded playoff.
So, do you see, ladies and gentlemen, how he positioned it? You get your butt beat, you got your lip poked out, we don't need it anymore. I see it totally different.
They sweated it. We've commented about how Alabama needed to play in that game like they needed a hole in the head.
So I see it differently. You played in this thing more than any other school in the league. You've been there, done that. So what? Big deal. When the playoff expands, there's no need for it. You know, you look at Ole Miss. They didn't have to play in it. They did fairly well in the playoff. You know, they didn't have to play that extra game. So to me, it's, you know, there again, Alabama plays in it. They still make the playoff. Georgia plays in it. They still make the playoff. Yeah, whoopee. We're the SEC champ. So what? Big deal. So I get it. I mean, if we're going to expand the playoff, which it certainly looks like we're going to do.
It does.
And when they do expand it, they're going to have more days to play it, more weekends. That's one of the weekends they're going to play it. Is championship weekend. So, man, it was great. I loved it. Started out at Legion Field for the first 2 years. Been in Atlanta ever since. Been some great games over the years. But now that we've gotten into this expanded playoff and it's not the old way of doing postseason football, I think you got to make some changes. Getting your butt beat the last time they played, we got to get out of this thing. I find that a little stretching it a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, stretching it a little bit.
Here's a fun fact about that entire setup.
All right.
When the college football playoff national championship kicks off at the very end of this upcoming football season, it'll be January 25th of 2027.
Correct.
It'll be almost in February. That'll make it the latest national title game in history, right smack deep into the NFL playoffs. And the national championship game, January 25th of next year, will be a full 51 days after conference championship weekend. After you play in the SEC championship game or whatever in an expanded playoff, you have 51 days, and it's even longer at the end of the regular season, before somebody ends the college football season. 51 days. The regular season's over. All right, who makes a championship game? That's over. Then 51 days later, it's almost 2 months later.
It's no good.
Then you crown a national championship.
Yeah,
so they do need to work.
I saw a scenario.
It will give you more flexibility to work in the postseason games and get the championship game moved a little bit
no
into
doubt.
a more sane
it's
position
crazy.
After the
You
season.
don't want to be playing football that deep into January. You got the SEC basketball schedule in full swing as well. All the other conferences in full swing. I'm with you. Well, whatever happened to this thing, Barry, where you don't want sports going into 2 semesters? I remember that was a big argument at one point in time. You can't have it going into the spring semester. I'm thinking, well, basketball does. Anyway, Josh Pate, I believe, was the person I saw that came up with this idea. I thought it'd be one of my weekend assignments to dig this up and See if I can find it again. He put out a scenario of how you could have a playoff and it would be over on January the 1st. 16 teams, you would eliminate the conference championship games. I believe week 0 would become week 1, so you're starting a little bit earlier, late August, but you're done by January 1. I thought, wow, now I like that. And you do have a week off in there, I guess, for exams. They do have to take exams, I'm told. Dead week, I think it's called. So you mix that in as well, maybe around Christmas, something like that. But he had laid it out, looked great. All the scheduling matched up. I'm thinking, now here's a good plan. Start week 1 and week 0, play it on out, still the number of regular season games, get into this 16-team playoff, on-site games as well, more on-site games, which I'm a big fan of. We're done by January 1. I'm thinking, beautiful, love it, sign me up. What are we waiting on? Once again, it seemed like everything with college athletics, what are we waiting on? It's all this talk. I mean, Greg Burns talk. You think they get rid of the SEC championship game? Not until they are dragged and kicking and screaming because they're making so much money. We don't care if Alabama's got to play in another game. We don't care if Georgia's got to play in another game. We're making money off the backs of these kids, and we're going to keep playing it until there's no other way possible we can get it going again.
Now, did you see the way he positioned that? They're exploiting the poor proletariat, the working class here. They're exploiting them, which is un-American. So not only am I in favor of getting rid of a conference championship game, but I think it absolutely needs to be struck from the American consciousness.
I should have been in politics. I should have been in politics.
Well, you can say what you want about the college football playoff, but I'm not going to stand here and let you badmouth the United States of America.
And Barry, thinking, let's look at it a little broader here before we go to break.
That's about as broad as you can do
on this one.
All right.
Do you really think the ACC wants to keep having their championship game? Nobody goes. Nobody cares. So what? Big deal.
Here's the big problem with championship games now as opposed to before. Before, it was a good idea. I liked it and everything. And Greg Burns probably right. It's run its course. Here's the big problem is that you've got all these huge conferences, 16-team conferences. You're going to tiebreakers and this and that. There's teams that don't have a prayer of getting into the conference championship game because they're playing a huge conference. And you had Alabama. Somehow they won the tiebreaker, although they weren't good in several metrics compared to the other. But whatever the tiebreaker was, because you got a 16-team league, Alabama won it, and they got beat. Duke, the same way. Duke is probably the worst conference championship game participant that I've seen, and they won the game. I don't get it, so a lot of it has to do with having conferences that are too big. Therefore, you have teams that may not be as worthy as you were.
I'd forgotten about that. Duke wins the game, don't make the playoff.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Why do they even do it other than to make money?
So, it's kind of crazy. And the ACC game has never drawn a lot of fans. Even when Clemson would play in it, there'd be a lot of empty seats up there in Charlotte. So, I am about empty seats, Barry.
Yeah,
I don't like empty
seats. You can spot them.
So, it would look, I'm not going to lose any sleep if we get rid of the conference championship games. It was great back in '92 when they brought it to the college football world. Thought it was outstanding. But I do, as Greg Burns said, I think it's kind of, lived its life, and it's time to move on. It's kind of old news. And if they go to 16, which I fully believe they're going to do, this 24 thing, Barry, I do not get it. I don't know why the Big Ten is so adamant about it. The Big 12, the ACC, the SEC is okay with 16. I don't know why the Big Ten's got to act like they're the big boy on the block. No, we're going to have 24. Have 16. Get rid of the championship weekend. I think things are going to be a heck of a lot better. I don't want to sound like I'm lobbying to be the commissioner of college football, but to me, Barry, it just seems so simple. Why are they making it so difficult?
We're almost 20 minutes into our first segment here, news of the day, and we haven't even touched on the Braves beating the dog snot out of the Diamondbacks last night, like several of you guys have started to put on the chat.
Have they, like Auburn basketball, have they played anybody good?
Save it till after the break. And also, did you hear about Auburn's first scrimmage.
Well,
bada get a ball.
yeah.
Whoa.
I have. And I've got some comments on it, believe it or not.
When we come back, John and I are live at Stivers Ford in Montgomery on the Eastern Boulevard, right here where it meets the Troy Highway, right at that intersection. On location is Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Why Hands? At Hands Heating and Air, you get this area's highest ranked service provider with 24-hour repair service, no overtime charges, and their same-day service guarantee. Plus, instead of other companies' 30-day repair warranty, Hands gives you a 3-year repair warranty. Hands Heating and Air is here for you 24/7, 365. And service is not just something they do, it's their way of operating, for you in mind. All of Hands employees are trained to adhere to this standard. They work hard to ensure that this standard is maintained, and they are constantly looking for new ways to better serve you. Call Hands Heating and Air today at 508-5382. That's 508-5382, or find them on the web at 834hands.com.
All right, man, grab a Budweiser and take a knee. It is the best time of the year. It's baseball season. That means sunshine. It means behind-the-back peanut tosses. And it means sharing some cold, frosty Budweisers with your boys. Because there's nothing more American than watching America's game with America's beer. So let me ask you something. Are you ready to bring your A game? Are you ready to cheer every frozen rope down the line and amazing catch at the warning track? Are you ready for pitchers' duels and slugfests? Tell me, are you ready for the thrill of an incredible walk-off victory? I can't hear you. Are you ready for Budweiser and baseball? Then get on your feet, raise an ice-cold Bud, and let's make this season larger than life. Great times are waiting. Grab some Bud!
Enjoy responsibly. Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Montgomery Regional Airport is getting better the more you use it. MGM offers multiple nonstop daily flights to Atlanta, Charlotte, Dallas-Fort Worth, and Washington's Reagan National Airport via Delta and American Airlines. And beginning this April, MGM will offer daily nonstop flights to Houston's Intercontinental Airport via United Airlines. All of these cities offer easy connections to destinations all over the country and all over the world. Make travel more cost-effective and less stressful when you utilize your Montgomery Regional Airport. MGM, you can get there from here.
All righty, welcome back in, everybody. Glad you are. Oh, yeah, hit that for us there, Barry.
Let's see if we can do this real quick. Nope, hang on, try that.
The big screen.
Hey, there we go.
The big screen. Get us all in there. All right, so Barry, you
there we go.
teased our audience before we went to break. And before we get to it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, tell all your friends, tell all your business associates, church members, even enemies. Search Longshore and McKnight in the search tab, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Tunes, X, Instagram, the whole deal, and yellowhammernews.com. You can check them out on their Facebook page as well. Just type in Longshore McKnight, we'll pop up. You know, it's kind of neat, Barry, when you, the more you listen, your phone knows what you're doing. So it'll pop up, hey, Longshore McKnight, about to start in 5 minutes.
Yes, you can get notifications.
Yeah.
Subscribe. That way you look over on the left of your YouTube thing, and after watching videos of the Walking Dead or, you know, Bama, Penn State, goal line stand and all that, you can just look over to the left, boom, right there, Longshore and McKnight. It's accessible. All right, which one do you want to hit first? The astounding performance by the Atlanta Braves last night on the road, or the astounding performance by the Auburn Tigers, evidently in their opening scrimmage of spring?
Let's go to the Braves first, because I'm going to make this real quick, because there's 162 games that they play in the regular season.
All right.
They played like 4.
So Braves win.
Yeah.
Braves win. They're now 5-2.
Oh, yeah.
They're on the road. Late night game last night at Arizona.
Yeah.
Braves win it 17-2.
Okay, that's like a 56-3 football game.
Applicable. I'll accept that analogy, yes.
But I'm not excited. And I know how these Braves fans out there get. I've already seen it on the River Region Straw chat line.
They scored 8 in the 5th, and a little bit of a misnomer, I would say.
Okay.
They scored 5 in the 9th. I mean, it was
piling on, isn't it?
It was 11. I mean, it was 12-1.
Yeah.
They scored 5 in the 9th, and Arizona scored 1 in the bottom.
I have given Major League Baseball several ideas about ways to speed the game up, make it more exciting, more fan-friendly, and they've adapted several of those. It's true. Look it up. Why not the 10-run rule in Major League Baseball? Let's just go ahead and get this thing over with. We're done. Don't make me sit through 3 more innings. It ain't worth it. Just done. The score's 11-0. We're out of here.
You know, I don't have a problem with that. You do it in college baseball. You do it in high school baseball. You doggone sure do it in the junior leagues, in Little League and all that stuff. Thank the Lord. But they don't do it in the major leagues. John, you've sold your tickets.
Yeah.
You've made your money.
Sure.
It's been, you go to the 7th inning, which is when they cut off beer sales anyway. Am I right?
Good point.
Okay.
Yep.
At the very end of the game, bottom of the 9th, Braves are leading at 17-1.
Okay.
Arizona scores a run in the bottom of the 9th. What was the value of that?
Yeah.
You know? I see, and I love baseball. Hey, more baseball. Play until the very end. 9 innings and all that. But I'll go ahead and say it. That's a waste of time.
Are we going
a
to
waste of time?
Yeah. There's somebody's padding their stats. Hey, this guy's hitting whatever. Well, he knocked in a run when they were down 16-2 at one time. Yeah, I know it, but he still padded his stats.
Yeah, but there's somebody, and I haven't looked it up. I was doing my own game last night. Somebody's ERA took a major blast last night for the Diamondbacks.
Oh, yeah,
And,
I would say so.
In the world of Longshore, Mr. Speed Up the Game, one of his proposals is, hey, you can't make a pitching change until the guy gets out of the inning. Well, what if it's some Humpty Dumpty up there and he can't get out of the inning?
Well,
and it's 23-2, and that guy's arms hanging, and he's throwing those 80-mile-an-hour fastballs to Acuna.
I see what you're saying.
Got no chance.
Couple of reasons, a couple of responses to that. I like to see the ball in play. So if this guy on the mound is struggling, sweating profusely, can't strike a guy out, okay, I'm enjoying this. Look, I'm enjoying the pitcher's misery.
Oh, there goes another one, Barry.
Balls flying all over the
That's
place.
got to be 500 feet.
You're high-fiving your buddies. Hey, you think this next pitch is a double or a triple? A little side action going on. You can't do that when hey, this is ball or strike. That ain't no fun. So I get that. Maybe the game drags out a little bit longer because this guy can't get him out. But the odds tell us eventually somebody's going to hit into a double play. Somebody's going to try to really swing for the fences and pop one up, something like that. Swinging a bad pitch, whatever. Eventually, he's going to get 3 people out. Might take a little bit longer than normal, but I'll take my chances because I don't think that's going to happen very often.
In that infamous Iron Bowl game, when it was 49-0 Alabama at the half.
No, 42-0 at half. They only scored 1 touchdown.
It was 49-0 final. Okay, 42-0 at halftime.
And they had to work to keep it to 49.
That was your mindset then. Hey, we do running it in the middle of the line. Throw deep. Let's go. Pile it on. It's a little bit different in football.
Well, Tuberville's last game at Auburn, they called it the Bryant Denny beatdown because McElroy trots out there with like 30 seconds to go and throws one in the corner of the end zone for a touchdown.
He was not the starter, right?
No.
He just came in and he says, all right, boys, I'm going to get mine.
Yeah, I think JPW was the starter.
Right.
And McElroy got his touchdown pass late too. But
okay, so
yeah,
Braves win. Braves win. Okay. They win big, but
John,
of course,
they played Oakland, Kansas City, and the Diamondbacks. Let me talk to me when they play the Dodgers. Some of these other big-time teams are good.
They got the Diamondbacks again tonight, 8:45 this evening.
Ridiculous.
And 6:15 on Saturday. Sunday, Easter Sunday. Do they play? No, they play at 3:10 on Sunday.
Okay.
For that.
All right.
All right.
Now,
Auburn had a scrimmage yesterday. We
Yeah.
previewed it with Jason Caldwell, auburnundercover.com.
Okay.
And he writes the synopsis. Auburn Undercover Insider. Not going to tell you all of it because
No.
it's inside information
Gotta subscribe.
for us privileged few, us subscribers.
Well
and if you
worth
want to
it.
subscribe, you need to fork out the dough to get it. Evidently, the defense looks good.
Oh.
Defense in the first scrimmage. As is usually the case, the defense looked to be ahead of the offense.
Mm-hmm. I'll say this, Barry, if you hear a report this early in spring and you're hearing things like, man, the offense looks awesome, you got problems. Because if your defense isn't ahead of your offense at this point, whew, that's trouble.
I did say this in full disclosure, and Jason Caldwell, I love like a brother. He writes this. Another player, he mentions Xavier Atkins, who's a really good player, the linebacker for Auburn.
Yep.
Another player that definitely stood out was Arkansas State defensive line transfer Cody Sigler. Cody Sigler.
Never heard
We
of it.
have heard player after player talk about Sigler so far in camp, and on Thursday night he delivered in the scrimmage, called a dog by several people following the scrimmage. There was a girl in high school that was called that by several people after the prom.
Wow.
Called a dog by several people following the scrimmage. Sigler plays with passion and just grinds up front. Now, that's true. I mean, he is a grinder, and he plays hard.
Okay.
I've called several games. I'm just saying. I'm not
All right.
discounting anything. By gosh, I hope Cody Sigler wins the Outland Trophy. But I've called a couple of games when Cody Sigler played at Arkansas State, and he didn't exactly change the game or anything.
Well,
I've seen before people say, "Oh, this guy's amazing."
Okay.
And I'm thinking, I remember him when he was playing in the Sun Belt, and he was all right. Cody Sigler's a good player, but he was not like dominating the line of scrimmage, throwing offensive linemen aside left and right.
All right, so I got 2
Don't
ways.
over expect is what
I look
say.
at that 2 ways. Either this young man is really improved his game, worked extremely hard in the last 3 months to get his body and his game ready for primetime SEC competition. Let's just give the young man the benefit of the doubt that he's worked his tail off.
Made a major step.
Or, as you put it, you've seen this young man play a lot.
Fine young man.
Didn't really come across as a game changer, difference maker.
Disruptive.
Yeah, if he is the dog of this Auburn team, what does that tell you about the rest of the players?
Well, that's a question that still has yet to be answered.
So I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the positive and maybe the not so positive.
That's a question. John likes to prove his point or present his point with a question sometimes and let you come up with the answer.
Yes.
So that brings us into the next point.
All right.
And I'm quoting here. Again, this is premium content. Get it all. I'm not going to give you anything else other than this. Get it all at auburnundercover.com.
Sure, that's right.
Quote, what is really interesting is that 3 different people this week that have watched Auburn practice compared Auburn quarterback Byram Brown to Dak Prescott.
Well,
Now, the question to present his point or to prove his point is this, and it's a question that he has asked hundreds of times in my presence. Is that the good news
or the bad?
Or the bad news?
Well, the first thing I think of, Barry, who were those 3 players? Because I could think of 3 people.
3 different people.
3 different people. Because I could think of 3 people that are big Auburn fans, and you could have put me out there, and they would have thought, man, this guy looks like Dak Prescott. Just because he's got the orange and blue jersey on and whatever. He looks great. So it's all in the eye of the beholder. I've heard that phrase before.
Yes.
But more importantly, Barry, it was at this same exact location where we are set up this morning, Stivers Ford in Montgomery, where Price sells cars.
Right.
I don't remember exactly how many years ago it was.
It's got to be, well, Dak's been in the league now for a pretty long. It's got to be 10 years ago. No, maybe 7 years ago.
You've seen it in movies and television shows when somebody makes a statement and like the needle on the record stops and just time stands still. And even Kelly whipped her head around and said, "What did you just say?" And I made the statement. I said,
usually she rolls her eyes.
Yeah, true.
So
this is the head jerk and the eye roll. I said, Barry, Dak Prescott's not one of the top 15 quarterbacks in the NFL. I mean, sales guys.
One of the customers actually was signing the contract and paused for a moment before getting back to business and signing that contract and riding off in a beautiful Stivers vehicle.
True.
The salesman was looking up. What did he say? I mean, the whole place, I was like, whoa, man, it got quiet.
It got quiet. So,
and the proper response, and John gave it. Yeah, I said that. Dak Prescott is not one of the top 15 quarterbacks. John doubled down at that time. Yeah, I said it. You heard right. You heard me.
I mean, there are 32 teams in the league. There's 17 worse than Dak. How about that? At least there's 17 worse than him in my mind. But I didn't think he was a top 15 quarterback at the time, and I'm still not so sure he is. Now, I know what you'll hear. Well, he doesn't have a lot of pieces working around him, and Jerry hadn't given him a lot of players and blah, blah, this. When's the last NFC championship game the Cowboys have won? When's the last time they've been to the Super Bowl?
That was Aikman and Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin.
Yeah, so I'm not seeing it. I mean, I like Dak. He was great at Mississippi State. Sleep number beds and whatever else he's pushing out there. Good, great spokesman. I just have seen better. Now, you're telling me the projected starting quarterback at Auburn this fall, Byron Brown, the transfer from South Florida, is in the same mold as Dak Prescott? I asked the question.
Now, two things.
Is that the good news or the bad news?
Two things. I made the point about Cody Sigler. Good player, but a dog. Or disrespect. I didn't necessarily see that. Byron Brown, he's from South Florida. South Florida. I have seen him play.
Yeah, me too.
He's a difference maker.
Is he really?
If they use him right and if he stays healthy and all that.
I think somebody on the River Regis Straw VIP text line sent me Byron Brown's stats in his 2 games against Alabama.
Right.
Should I?
No, that was again. I'm not sure they were looking for the absolute truth. They're trying to make them so let's see. He throws funny, and he didn't have a lot of help against Alabama. The other thing is, in that comparison, when Dak Prescott was the quarterback at Mississippi State University, he led Mississippi State to a number 1 ranking.
He did
for a week, 2 weeks,
maybe
in the BCS or the Alliance, whatever it is. If Byron Brown leads Auburn to a number 1 ranking for a minute and a half, they will roll Toomer's corner. I'm just mentions Dak Prescott. Prescott took Mississippi State to a number 1 ranking. Byron Brown, if those comparisons are good, they may make a statue of him before he even gets out of school. If he is in school.
You know who knocked Mississippi State out of that number 1 ranking?
It was probably Alabama, but I don't really know.
It was in Starkville. At night on, I think it was the ESPN primetime.
Even if Alabama knocks Auburn out of the number 1 ranking in the Iron Bowl this year.
Whoa.
I'll take it.
Whoa, wait a minute. What did you just say? Auburn's coming into the Iron Bowl ranked number 1?
I'm saying if that happened.
Oh, if.
Yeah, big deal Alabama did it. Alabama was good all those years. How in the world Mississippi State got to be number 1 is one of the greatest accomplishments in Southeastern Conference history. Changed my mind.
Good point. All right. So, look. I'm pulling for Byron Brown. A lot of guys, they talk real high about this young man. And look, Let's just put it, say it's John Longshore going through the paces with this Auburn team at quarterback, and somebody compares me to Dak Prescott, mentally that's going to mess me up. Wait a minute. They couldn't come up with anybody better than compare me with than Dak?
Yeah.
That's the best they could come up with?
He's got to win a couple playoff games. He's got to get to the NFC.
Way offsides, Jeff says it's been since 1995 since the Cowboys have been in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
That's
also,
30 years.
Real quick, this from Bob from Pike Road, a little history. We're talking about that 49-0 Alabama win. Bob says that was a 2012 Iron Bowl. It was boring. The only game in the last 45 years that was literally boring.
Yeah. Bob, I remember at halftime.
I know. I remember talking with people who were at that game, and they were Alabama fans.
Yeah.
And they said, I felt sorry for
I was about to say that.
I have never heard an Alabama fan in my life say that they felt sorry for Auburn. A lot of people were like, oh, another one.
Really? Back when I would watch the games in the press box, when it was there in between the 30s, I would walk out at halftime, and there was a group of people that I knew that would kind of congregate right behind there and kind of discuss the first half and predict the second half. And I remember walking out of that press box, and they're all standing over there, and I'm looking at them, they're kind of going, this is ugly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd never, the vibe and the feel was like, man, I hate to say this, but kind of feel sorry for him.
Well, the vibe is like, dude getting stood up at his wedding, Yeah. Oh, wow. No. Wow.
Yeah,
and you don't want to, what do I say? I'm going to see I may see an Auburn fan at work on Monday. What do I,
you got to give Saban credit for just scoring 7 in the second half. Probably could have put 42 more on the board if he really wanted
Ain't no doubt.
But only scored 7 and had a hard time not scoring more, actually, if I remember it correctly. But that was 2012. I do remember that. Was
13
tough.
years ago.
Man, we're here live at Stivers Ford in Montgomery. As Barry mentioned, construction going on. Why? Because Price sells cars, and so many people have gotten their transportation needs right here at Stivers over the years. They're expanding, making the car buying experience even better for you. Great service department, great sales associates to help you with your car buying, and now expanding here in Montgomery for even more. So come check it out. But I know what you're thinking. I'm looking for the best price available. And the 2025 Ford Explorer up to $13,000 off, as low as $33,990. 2025 Broncos up to $12,000 off MSRP and low as $33,990. And Bronco Sports, how about this? Up to $9,000 off MSRP, starting as low as $25,000.
Well, like that Bronco Sport right there in the showroom.
That's right.
$9,000 off MSRP?
Right here. I'm looking at it. That's it.
That's a deal.
Right here. And Barry, loaded. The lot is loaded with F-150s, F-250s, Expeditions, Explorers, Bronco Sports, anything and everything you could imagine. Of course, don't forget about the Lincoln Luxury for Less, the Lincoln lineup. One of the new construction projects here, Barry, I guess I can go ahead and let the cat out of the bag, is a self-standing Lincoln showroom here at Stivers. So that's one of the construction projects going on right here. So that's going to be nice as well for Lincoln Luxury for Less. I see a lot of Lincolns around town too. People are taking advantage of the great deals on Lincolns here at Stivers.
There's plenty of them. And Lincolns on the lot at Stivers Ford Lincoln, Eastern Boulevard of the Troy Highway. John and I are together, which, again, 2 things. Number one, it's amazing the volume of texts that he gets all the time. I never really get to see except ding every once in a while.
Fellas.
It's a all the time. And number 2, I am not in charge of tugging John to keep him in the camera screen.
Sometimes I get over here a little bit.
You know, he gets like one shoulder in. He gets so that's on him.
Some people like it that way, Bear. They don't have to look at me.
It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
The Destin Connection Seafood Market at 3750 Norman Bridge Road in Montgomery has the freshest seafood direct from the Gulf of America. I'm talking red snapper and grouper, all sizes of Gulf shrimp, jumbo lump crab meat and crab claws, Louisiana Bay oysters, and New Bedford scallops. They are a full-service seafood market and kitchen serving po' boys, dinners, and sandwiches. You know, many well-known restaurants in the river region purchase their seafood from the Destin Connection because they know it's the absolute best. Call ahead and your order will be ready for pickup. The Destin Connection Seafood Market, 3750 Norman Bridge Road. Call 288-4272. That's 288-4272.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm." Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me.
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Get Truck Month deals on more than trucks at Stivers Ford of Montgomery. Explorers for 13 grand off. Broncos 12 grand off. Expeditions 10 grand off. And Bronco Sports 9 grand off.
Stivers Ford, where price sells Fords.
Ford Truck Month is bigger and better at Stivers Ford of Montgomery. Take advantage of 0% APR on Super Duties, Lightnings, and F-150s. F-150s, 18 grand off. Super Duties, 2 grand under invoice. And Lightning, 16 grand off.
Stivers Ford, where price sells Fords.
All right, welcome back in. Glad you're with us here. About 15 minutes to the top of the hour. Josh Harris, the money line magician, will join us. Theotis, get ready for that. I know you're excited. Bottom of hour number 2, Ralph Michaels, wager talking the gold sheet, talking a little Final Four, maybe a little NIT championship action, Barry.
I guess they do have that. Yeah, it does count. Of course, the national championship semifinals are underway tomorrow at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. The first game is going to be number 3 seed Illinois versus number 2 seed UConn. It's on TBS.
Yep.
That is at 5:09 tomorrow afternoon. If you're busy, you got stuff, Easter weekend, you can only watch one game. The game to watch. Game 2, 7:49, Michigan and Arizona. One of the best games ever. Ken Palm, which is my favorite rating service. Ken Palm, Warren Nolan, Bart Torvik.
Are they in there with Dunkel and Lickinghouse?
Ken Palm is just, I mean, they don't award national championships. They just, they're big with algorithms.
Yeah, yes.
Ken Palm has Michigan and Arizona, respectively, the 3rd and 4th best teams ever. Like Duke and UNLV and all that.
Okay, all right.
This is just the 5th matchup in Final Four history between 2 teams that have won 35 games each.
Man.
It's the 2nd time since the tournament expanded in 1985 between 2 teams who won each of their first 4 games by double digits. Neither team has had a nail-biter yet. Michigan, Arizona, it should be the championship game, but it's the Final Four semifinals, and it is going to be all that.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm with you there, and I'm sure the networks would have loved to have had an Arizona-Michigan final, but that's not the way it's going to play out. So is it going to be a little anticlimactic? It's kind of like when the U.S. beat the Russians in '80. People forget they had to play one more game.
Yeah, that wasn't the gold medal game.
Yeah. So I wonder if whoever moves on to Monday, if it's going to be a little anticlimactic. Well, oh man, that best game was Saturday at 5. I don't know what's going on tonight, but I'm with you. I think it's going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to it. You might hear a little bit more about this game later this morning. Just saying.
Now, those are some of the things that are going on actually on a pretty good Easter sports weekend. And of course, next weekend, John's going to be insufferable. The Azaleas, Amen Corner, some dudes. Was it Hogan's Pond?
No, Hogan's Bridge.
Hogan's Bridge. It's over
12.
It's
creek
over
12.
Kelsey's Ocean or something. I don't know. The
Palmer's
Masters
Bridge is on 15.
starts next week.
Yep.
Tiger's not going to be there.
Not going to be there.
Phil Mickelson's not going to be there. Was he ever in? I mean, just because he's a live guy, I guess. Just 3 multi-time Masters champions are left in this year's field.
Oh, wow.
Tiger's won it a jillion times. Phil's won it a couple. Just 3 guys who have won more than 1 Masters are playing. I'll go ahead and tell you, Scheffler's won.
Okay.
He's won 2 Masters.
Yeah.
Any idea? I will be extremely impressed if you can name either of the other 2 who have won multiple Masters
And are competing.
who are competing. Not Phil, not Tiger. We already mentioned Scheffler.
Yeah.
You saw one of them say something in Spanish.
Yeah,
with your
Jose
own
Maria
ear.
Olazabal. Yeah.
Jose Maria Olazabal is one.
I was wondering because he's a little older, but okay, he's going to keep playing.
The other one, if you need a hint,
I'm trying to think young, old.
he's left-handed. And it's
Bubba
not
Watson.
Bubba Watson.
I thought about Bubba Watson. That did enter my mind. I did think about Bubba.
So I'll be a good sport. I'm always a good sport about this. But John will get on. You know, I remember the year when Sandy Lyle won it,
yeah.
and Greg Norman had his heart broken, and I'm over there.
Good memories.
I'm smiling. Yeah. Well, yeah, and I'm just not. It is a golf tournament.
So, of course, you know, a lot of people think it is the most prestigious. We've had discussions about that. I think the field is a little watered down compared to the U.S. Open, which I believe is the strongest field and the strongest test of golf. But it's a great traditional major. There's a lot of perks that go along with it, but I'm a U.S. Open guy. Not to say I wouldn't want to win the Masters, but
what do you mean a lot of perks?
You
get a green jacket, you get a lot of money, and you get to eat.
We got to pay for that meal too. That's Tuesday night. Yes.
Wait a minute. It's not on Rory?
Rory's paying for it.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So I thought like each one of them had to,
he pays
pay
for
the haggis or whatever like that.
He picks up the entire tab.
And and you get to play at the Masters for the rest of your life.
Well, they told Doug Sanders and some of those other guys, you know,
it used to be you get to play.
I think you've worn out your welcome. So looking forward to it. We will have a Masters contest. We'll tell you more about that on Monday. You know, basically, we're going to look for a winner and what the winner shoots on Sunday's final round. We're going to be giving away some golf for 4 at Capitol Hill and Cambrian Ridge on the RTJ Trail, some trail cards as well. So we got a lot of good stuff to be giving away in our Masters contest to make it a little bit more interesting for you. And you'll just go to Longshore McKnight at gmail.com. As a matter of fact, if you want to go ahead and put your pick in, go ahead and do it right now. Just put Masters pick in the subject line, Longshore McKnight at gmail.com. Give us the winner and what the winner shoots on Sunday. A number, you know, like 68, 72, something like that. You could be the big winner. And if we have a tie, we'll draw it off a week from Monday.
You had me at free golf at Capitol Hill. You kidding me?
Yeah, good stuff. Also, Barry, not only Masters, but there'll be a little scrimmage in Tuscaloosa. I will have my phone fully charged.
If somebody compares Austin Mack to Dak Prescott, John says, looks like Russell's going to be the starter.
Yeah. Good point. So I will have my phone fully charged. Do not send any video. I don't want you getting in trouble. We've had people in the past that have sent me video while at practice. I appreciate the thought. I appreciate the effort. I don't want to get you busted.
Here's a good comparison, a good rule of thumb. Treat Alabama spring practice like the Masters.
Yeah.
No littering, no cell phone.
Don't throw your cigarette butts on the ground.
No, none of that. And
I don't even think you can smoke at Augusta anymore. I don't think you can do that.
I don't think you can smoke it on the Alabama campus either. But
well, I don't know. Aiden Holloway was.
He was not on campus. It was for
I don't know. That housing might have been on campus. Never know. I don't really know the definition of campus, Barry. You kind of go in and out of campus in Alabama. Am I on campus? Well, I think I am. I'm not real sure. Am I? You know, I'm not right there by Denny Chime, so I'm not real sure. But it's kind of crazy. The lines of how the campus is, it's kind of
like you walk across whatever that street is by the softball stadium, and you can light up. I can light up here, right?
Street by the softball.
Over there by the
river.
river.
Yeah, by the rec center.
Yeah. The rec center, that's on campus. I know because it's the rec center.
That's
Softball
right.
stadium, I'm not sure.
I think it is. I think that technically, and then you take a left. So you take a right, you go under the bridge, which is 82. You take a left, you go by where Bryce used to be.
Can you get, you can get thrown out of an Alabama spring practice. I imagine that's happened before several times.
Or
things
you don't get invited back.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's my question.
Yeah.
Is it like Caddyshack, no fighting, no bare feet? You can get thrown out for that. And, can you get arrested? You can't get arrested, right?
You can get arrested. No.
This gentleman had a cell phone and he was taking pictures.
It's like counting cards in a casino. It's not illegal.
Wait a
minute. They just frown upon it.
They busted that guy's hands with a hammer.
Like I said, they frown upon it.
Oh, so they didn't get him arrested.
No.
I wish he had been arrested.
And I don't know if they're going to bust your hand with a hammer if you're filming practice.
Do they take they can't take the camera from you? There's no legal standing for them to seize your property.
I don't believe
so. If you get kicked out of Alabama practice, you can still post that video, and all your buddies think you're going to be good. All John is saying is two things. Number one, don't do it on my account. Number two, if you do, don't tell the people that you're doing it on my account. Hey, John Long, I'm doing this for John Longshore. He says that it's all right.
I remember a couple of years ago, I get this thing, and I'm going, whoa, look at this. This is like live, or I'm watching it right now.
And don't think that you're going to get away with it.
No.
Because you've got people on some sort of compensation, some sort of scholarship, GAs, student workers, even unpaid volunteers. They got the field glasses out on you. They're scanning spring practice, and they ain't looking at A.K. Deere, and they ain't looking at Keelan Russell.
Yep.
They are looking for people. If you've got a lump in your pocket, well, that's a different thing. That's personal. But you got people that are looking to see if you're doing something. Don't think you're gonna. Hey, I don't think anybody's looking.
That's a great
they're
point.
Looking.
That's a great point, Barry. I've shared this story a couple of times. One semester, I lived on the second floor of an apartment behind a dentist office across the street from the practice field.
Like NBA?
So, no, I forgot who this dentist was. And he owned the apartments. His office was in front of it on the street.
Okay.
And we lived behind it, second floor. I could see the practice field. Pull the curtains, look through the window. I could see Alabama practicing.
You were paying rent. You were a rent-paying lessor.
Correct.
Or lessee.
Yep.
That was your abode. You have the freedom of your own home that is guaranteed in the United States Constitution.
That is correct. I did not have the door open. I did have the curtains open. I'm looking through the window at Alabama practicing. Ray Perkins is the head coach. A GA runs across the street, comes up the steps, knocks on my door. I open it up, and he says, Coach Perkins does not want you watching practice. Now, here I am about 19 years old. Sure, okay, yeah, tell Coach I'm sorry.
29-year-old, 39-year-old, 49-year-old dog. I'll tell you what you tell Coach Perkins to do. How about worrying about throwing a pass that's not intercepted? How about making a tackle?
Yeah.
And not worried about some kid across the street in his own home doing what he wants to do.
That's true.
Tell Perkins to go take a flying leap.
I did think about that, Barry, as that GA is running back across the street to the practice field. I thought, wait a minute. I'm in my apartment, not making any trouble. What do you mean? What?
Those great things, those great thoughts happen after the fact.
That's
I should have told him.
That's exactly right.
Lee Corso says, what is this, War and Peace? I'm thinking, I should have told him, Lee, why don't you go jump in a lake,
So
I never did.
I'm just telling everybody that story again. Don't film practice. They're going to find you. And if they could find me through a window in an apartment looking at practice, they can find you trying to secretly film a couple of sequences. I appreciate the effort. I really, really do. I mean, I thought, wow, look at these guys. They're going all out for me. Look, instead of that, I'll take a, not War and Peace, but a nice description with some high points, some low points, some key elements of the scrimmage. That's what I'm looking for. And these guys deliver. Now, look, I ain't about to tell you who they are.
No.
Way. No way. But you guys,
I'm trying.
know who
I'm
you are.
actually doing the side eye to John's cell phone, and it's somebody like guy who who details my car, or I know Straw Boy.
Yeah.
You know,
well, it's kind of like where I get my Saints tickets.
Jesse Saints tickets.
I ain't giving you his full name. Who's this guy? Who's Jesse Saints tickets? That's my Saint ticket hookup.
Yeah. Don't ask me anything else.
Don't ask me anything else.
Let's take our top of the hour break.
Yeah, the Moneyline Magician's coming up, I believe.
John and I are live at Stivers Ford Lincoln, Eastern Boulevard of the Troy Highway in Montgomery, Alabama. It's Longshore and McKnight, association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Known by avid golfers as one of the most beautiful and challenging stops on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, Cambrian Ridge in Greenville lies just 40 miles from Montgomery. It is well worth the ride for any golfer looking for 27 holes of jaw-dropping golf. The greens have been redesigned to accommodate the higher green speeds associated with their installation of the latest generation of ultra-dwarf Bermuda grass. Cambrian Ridge offers a fully stocked pro shop with all the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Cambrian Ridge for tee times and more information. Why Hands? At Hands Heating and Air, you get this area's highest ranked service provider with 24-hour repair service, no overtime charges, and their same-day service guarantee. Plus, instead of other companies' 30-day repair warranty, Hands gives you a 3-year repair warranty. Hands Heating and Air is here for you 24/7, 365. And service is not just something they do, it's their way of operating, for you in mind. All of Hands employees are trained to adhere to this standard. They work hard to ensure that this standard is maintained, and they are constantly looking for new ways to better serve you. Call Hands Heating and Air today at 508-5382. That's 508-5382, or find them on the web at 834hands.com.
Okay, we're back at it here live at Stivers Ford in Montgomery, where Price sells cars. Barry, April is here. Flowers are blooming, azaleas, dogwoods, and the deals are blooming here at Stivers as well. So make sure you check out all the great deals. We've been telling you about America's best-selling truck for over 50 years in a row, the F-150. New 2025s up to $18K off MSRP or 0% APR for 66 months. How about that F-150 Lightning Edition up to 16 grand off or 0% for 75 months? Good stuff.
Lots of them all over the place on the lot at Stivers Ford Lincoln here in Montgomery. We begin our second live hour here from Stivers with the Moneyline Magician himself, our buddy Josh Harris. How you doing?
How's it going?
Morning, fellas. Doing great.
Good.
We're moving back to Huntsville, and I'm driving a little Audi sedan right now throughout Atlanta. I just got, so I might need a truck now that I'm moving back to Alabama.
We got your guys right here.
Man.
Hook you up. No problem.
What kind of discount, you know?
Oh, well. We call it the Friends of Eddie discount. How about that?
FOE. It was a week ago today when Alabama men's basketball's season came to a close in the Sweet 16, Josh, against Michigan. We asked you about it a little bit. You were on earlier than Friday last week about Alabama men's basketball. Any final thoughts about the year?
It was a little disappointing in the tournament. I think we knew going in, it showed why losing in the SEC so early was such a detriment. As we were going to move to a 3 to a 4 seed, and we were going to have to play a number 1 seed in the Sweet 16 to advance. So, that definitely hurt. It was, I think expectations dropped a little bit when we lost Smoking Holloway. I was speaking of Smoking Hudson. So, that was tough. Overall, pretty disappointing. I would say, I think as an Alabama fan, saying that we're disappointed to go to the Sweet 16 in basketball is pretty nice. But all the positives out of the week is Nate Oates says he's staying. He's not going to UNC. He's not going anywhere. That's something we worry about every single year is, are we going to lose Nate Oates? How do we keep this great coach around? And that's the positive of it. But overall, pretty disappointing. I mean, we came out first half and we looked like we were playing tough. And it looks like we almost just ran out of energy in the second half. Like we weren't moving the ball. We weren't playing defense. We weren't getting rebounds like we were in the first half. We were just – we looked like a completely different team in the first half against Michigan. And then we just – they just took over. They just big-bodied us, and there's really nothing we could do. So it was pretty – it was disappointing.
Josh, I wonder and I think – Bama fans have got to be excited that Nate Oates is staying in Tuscaloosa for the foreseeable future. But I don't think there's going to be a new Coliseum built. I think we've figured that one out. Yeah. Nate Oates has said publicly that he needs all the NIL money he can get. I wonder if that was part of the deal. If Greg Byrne says, look, Nate, we're going to give you more NIL to work with. We're going to give you more money for assistants, whatever it is that these coaches want these days. Because, Alabama was kind of middle of the pack in the SEC when it came to NIL. And I got to think, if you want to get to that next level, if you want a player like Michigan has that was at UAB, you got to have more money to play with.
Right. They just laughed at us. I mean, you hear the stories about us going after him and him just laughing at the number that we offered him. And Michigan was offering double. And, and that's the name of the game right now is you've got to have the funds to do it. I mean, you've got to have those players that you go out and get from the transfer portal that are 24, 25-year-old grown men that can just come in there and dominate. I mean, that's what you're going to have right now. And even keeping players around doesn't work. I mean, it's not like you're seeing teams just because they had players that played together for a long time or going deep in the tournament. Everyone's paying players and getting transfers that are coming in, and that's what's helping them. I mean, that's going to be the name of the game moving forward. So we'll see. I mean, maybe that is what we said to keep them, but we definitely need. We didn't have that much depth either this year, which was a little tough, especially inside. And so, depth costs money. It's not recruiting these days. It's all money. So it's crazy.
So Josh, who wins it? Is it Michigan? Who wins the whole thing?
I think Michigan's definitely the favorite. I mean, they were so dominant in that early season tournament. That's how I remember Michigan. And I mean, they just beat everybody by 20. They're running through this tournament. But UConn seems like the team of destiny. So I would say it's either if it's not Michigan, it's UConn. I mean, that game was unbelievable. That's one of the better. I mean, I've never seen a coach kiss a referee after making a game-winning shot either.
I thought it was a headbutt myself.
It looked like a little bit of both. I mean, was it a headbutt? Was it it was definitely insane. I've never seen anything like that.
Hurley's kind of a psycho.
Oh. There's no kinda about it. I mean, that guy's incredible. I saw, if you listen to the Duke call, they're just going crazy. How is that not a technical? How is that not I mean, there's a million people on the court, and you got the headbutt of the ref, and you're just like letting it ride, which I respect it. You can't call it technical there, right? But
could you imagine?
I mean, that would have been crazy.
Oh. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Josh, when the shot went through and there was 0.3 of a second left, my first thought was they're going to put some more time on the clock. And since it's Duke, they might put about 10 seconds back on the clock.
Yeah. That was nuts. I mean, that was one of the best endings I've ever seen. I mean, and I had UConn money line late live, so that was even better.
How about that?
Yeah.
Oh,
got me back even on the way. That's the best.
How sweet was that one? Oh, man.
I wanted to ask you about a USA Today article. Perhaps you've seen it or have heard about it, where Alabama Athletic Director Greg Byrne, basically he says, look, the conference championship game concept in football has sailed on. It is it is no longer useful in this day and age. He's advocating to get rid of football conference championship games. Where does Josh Harris stand on that momentous issue?
You cannot get rid. I mean, you got to keep them. I mean, the way to go is to make everybody have a conference game and make it matter more. Not get rid of it because you're saying it doesn't matter. Make it matter. I mean, that's the. And this is coming as this is an Alabama fan saying make it matter, right? So I mean, if the fact that it didn't matter helped us. Like it needs to mean something. I mean, that's the solution. The solution isn't just get rid of an extra game that used to be huge. Did we lose you?
I think we may
I got you. Yeah, we got you. A little freeze up there. We're good.
Yeah, we got you.
You know, I think that the difficult thing, though, and I get what you're saying, but what do you do to make it matter? Because if we go to 16 teams in a playoff, the season's going to be longer. I think you're going to be looking for more weekends to play. I'm hearing, you know, week 0 will become week 1, and that championship weekend will be the first round of the playoffs. I just don't know what they can do to make it matter like it used to.
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes back to there needs to be restructuring of if we're going to really, truly make the NCAA playoffs, make the tournament fair, then there needs to be – it needs to work like the NFL or every other sport outside of college basketball and college football, which is it's based on wins and losses in your schedule. I mean, like it's not up for debate who makes the playoff, what their seeding is. I mean, it's crazy that we're still having – you have to have a committee that picks who makes what, and it's all relative. I mean, like there's no other sport in the world that operates that way other than college football and college basketball, to where it's up to a committee to pick who goes in. Maybe the Olympics, and you got the French judge that's, you know, doing whatever they can to make sure that their guy wins the ballerina contest. But I mean,
well, let me kind of bounce off the French judge statement there. Gus Malzahn is now on the college football playoff committee. Is that a good thing for Alabama?
No. Gus is our kryptonite. Gus
has never been a good thing for Alabama.
I don't want Gus Malzahn near anything that we're doing. I mean, that is just awful. I mean, here it
is. They're all at the table. They're kind of airing it out back and forth. Gus has got the deciding vote. Bama in or out?
Right. It's like having Bruce Pearl on there. I mean, good Lord. But hey, did you hear the great news about Stephen Pearl?
No.
He's the most winningest coach ever by a first-year coach at Auburn. They put that on their Instagram. They say, congratulations on 18 wins to Stephen Pearl. So I just want to give a shout-out to Stephen Pearl on his great season. His
21 wins.
Well, I mean, Josh, when you're having to beat people like Tony Barbee and
Jeff Lebo.
I mean,
were they both in the NIT, Lebo and Barbie? Were they really? Maybe.
Were they?
No, I thought that's what you were saying. Anyway,
no, just getting those wins. You know, when you surpass those kind of guys to get the most wins in the season, Cliff Ellis never had more wins than that. That's it.
Not his first year.
Not his first year. Wow.
Not his first year.
Yeah. What did Bruce have his first year? Not good?
Oh, he was terrible. He was terrible. Yeah. We told the story when we were on radio together. Bruce would call us. We didn't have to call and schedule him. He'd say, "Hey, we got this kid in Montgomery. We want to recruit. Can I get on? We got to promote our camps."
Yeah.
He was ground zero when he took that job.
Yeah. Well,
the past for you, we're not going to go deep into your past because I know there's some things. At least John tells me.
Yeah. Little League baseball.
Yeah. Right.
Your earliest memory of when you found out that there was such a thing as a line, there was a money line, there was an over, there was an under. How long did it take you to get acclimated to what really was going on there? Was there a light bulb moment for you where you thought, hey, really? You can do this?
So I can't remember the first. This is the first real gambling memory that I have as far as betting on sports. Is I got a call to my one of my cell phone junior year of high school from a guy named Robert Bruno. Hey Josh, this is Robert Bruno with Sports Picks 300. I've got a winner for you tonight, baby.
That's actually really good.
Yeah. And I'm sitting here just like, I look over at my buddy Paul. I'm like, Paul, this guy said he's got a winner. He's got a winner. And he said if we give him $50, he'll give us the winner. And if we put 100 on it, then we're up $50. And we're a junior, and we're like, I don't know where I'm going to get $100. And so we scrounge up $100. We put it on the bet. I think we used we got on Bovada and get a bet in, and we hit the bet. Robert calls us back the next day. So you took the Tar Heels. We hit. I told you it was going to happen. Listen, I know you're up 50. I'm going to give you a free one. We're going to get you to 150, and then we'll talk again. So what I want you to do is I want you to take the 2-1 on South Florida tonight. And it's like a Wednesday. So we take that, and it hits. We run it up to about $700, $800, which seems like $1 million.
Yeah, juniors in high school.
You thought that you have hit the gravy train here.
We've got fake Rolexes, a bottle of Absolute vodka.
You're telling your buddy, hey, this says Polex on it.
And so we're rocking and rolling, and then Robert gives us some picks. We just get smoked. We lose it all. We put 100. We're like, all right, Robert's got to get hot again. We put 100 back in there, and now we're down like $200. We're down 150, and then we put another, and then we quit answering Robert's calls. He calls us. Now he calls me still, maybe not to this day, but for about 10 years straight. Hey, buddy, how you doing? I assume you got more money these days. You're grown up. What are you putting on games these days? Robert, get away from me.
Yeah. I remember those guys too. They were they were trying to be friendly with you, but if you started losing, they weren't your friend anymore. A team that hadn't been losing, and I know it's early, but I guess I got to give a shout out to those Atlanta Braves, even though they played crappy opponents. I'm told they're 5-1 or something.
No, 5-2.
5-2, and Braves fans are coming out of the woodwork.
We're excited. We're excited here in Atlanta. I mean, it's much better than what did we start out 0-7 or 0-9 last year?
Oh my God!
Crazy.
Yes.
God, I forgot about that.
And we had a really good spring training. Was great. We won a lot of games in spring training. We see if we can stay healthy, the Braves are going to be good. I mean, they're the number 2 odds to win the World Series right now. And listen, it's heartbreak year after year, but it looks good right now. So you got to enjoy the good times.
There you go. You go. War Eagle. I mean, go Braves. Yeah.
In the World Baseball Classic, was that not the most? Did y'all watch any of that?
I did. He didn't.
It was.
What are you talking about?
Yes.
It was. I'm not a huge baseball guy. Like I can't watch every Braves game. I keep up with it.
Right.
The World Baseball Classic was one of the most entertaining sporting events that I've ever watched. It was, and this is baseball. I mean, it was high energy every single inning.
Crowd is into every pitch.
Unbelievable. It was. I can't wait for the next one.
Man, you got an early pick for the Masters next week?
Tiger, baby.
Man, did you see the videos they released last night of him getting arrested and handcuffed and in the car? And I'm thinking,
on a knee. I mean, but I did see. I keep getting this stat on my Instagram that pops up. Is that last time Tiger got arrested, the Tide won the national championship in football the next year.
Oh
So.
my gosh, that's a little bit obsessive from
There you
people
go.
on Instagram.
There you're working.
Yeah, the algorithm got me. It does get me excited.
Josh Harris, our money line magician. Good luck with the move. We appreciate you. Thanks a bunch.
Talk to y'all soon.
All right, buddy. Good stuff. Josh Harris, the Moneyline Magician, joining us this week. I always enjoy his input. Barry, we're here at Stivers Ford in Montgomery, where Price sells cars. You know, you look around and the azaleas are blooming, the dogwoods. It's Masters time.
Beautiful, yes.
And even, green is the theme at Augusta National. The green jacket, the beautiful greens. Well, green is the theme here at Stivers Ford in April because you're going to save a lot of green here at Stivers in the month of April.
Okay.
Of course, great F-150s, 250s, Explorers, Expeditions, the Broncos. The lineup goes on. And Barry, there's so many vehicles here at Stivers in Montgomery because they sell a lot of vehicles. They're moving a lot of vehicles, and it's not just 4 or 5 they're trying to move off the lot. Every vehicle here discounted. Price sells cars. And look, if you want to go to other dealerships, kick a few tires, see what they have, okay, whatever. You're going to end up right back here at Stivers. We've seen it. We've seen people walk through these doors trying to avoid us. Like, I know these guys told me that they cannot find a better deal, but I went and looked anywhere, and now I'm kind of embarrassed because I should have come here first.
Saved me a lot of time.
It's okay. It's all right. If it makes you feel better, go ahead. But you'll end up here, and you'll feel great after that deal from Stivers. Great people here to work with. Barry and I have been Stivers customers for years and years. And Barry, every time we're driving around, stoplight, red light, whatever, you see the Stivers sticker on the back of the car and the front tag of the vehicle. Why? Because people know the buying process here at Stivers is unlike any others. It's the best where Price sells cars.
Come on by during Easter weekend. Lots going on here. Lots going on the program. Still to come. Our Phantoms Daily Dog.
Oh, yeah.
Phantoms Daily Dog is coming up. Plus a visit from our guy, Ralph Michaels from Wager Talk, and the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 topic wheel still to come on Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Phoenix Physical Therapy is ready to help patients recover, recharge, and rise. They develop a customized therapy plan for each patient to get them back to enjoying their favorite activities. Their experienced team is committed to providing exceptional care in a professional environment. Whether you're looking to prevent or treat an injury, recover from a recent illness, or recuperate from surgery, schedule an appointment with one of their clinics and take advantage of physical therapy, athletic training, workers' comp, and employer solution services. Get back in the game, get back to work, and get back to life with Phoenix Physical Therapy. To find a location near you and to schedule an appointment, go to phoenixphysicaltherapy.com. That's phoenixphysicaltherapy.com. Known by avid golfers as one of the most beautiful and challenging stops on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, Cambrian Ridge in Greenville lies just 40 miles from Montgomery. It is well worth the ride for any golfer looking for 27 holes of jaw-dropping golf. The greens have been redesigned to accommodate the higher green speeds associated with their installation of the latest generation of ultra-dwarf Bermuda grass. Cambrian Ridge offers a fully stocked pro shop with all the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Cambrian Ridge for tee times and more information.
Okay, we're back at it here. It is 23 minutes past the hour on this Friday. Our man, Way Offsides Jeff, bringing us the coffee and tea from 7 Brew. We really appreciate that. Barry
They're not a sponsor.
He says that tea's hot.
Thermonuclear. I'm telling you, they're. I mean, it's bubbling when they pour it in the cup.
Yeah.
Speaking of hot.
Yep.
It's time for our Phantoms Daily Dog.
Yeah.
We keep up with the piping hot theme here with our daily dog for the day.
Yeah. Okay.
Last week was great.
Yeah, it was. But, Barry, that was then. This is now. And I'm just going to go ahead and tell you.
Go ahead.
As Judge Smales said, it's a biggie, Billy. It's a biggie.
Oh, I thought, will you be my pal?
So we're at a point this week, Barry, where it's going to tip the scales one way or the other. We started out the week very hot with the NBA.
True.
And things kind of cooled off over the last 2 nights. We had the Minnesota Timberwolves at the Detroit Pistons. I can't even tell you what the final score is, because when I saw it with about 4 minutes left, I went done. Out, over.
Yeah.
And I should not bail on them like that, because as we saw with UConn and Duke, down 19, strange things happen. I just didn't feel it. So after 2 wins, we've taken 2 on the chin.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's tough. The NBA is kind of squirrely right now. I'm really looking forward to these playoffs. I can get a better feel. I'm a lot more in focus. Things are clearer. So this weekend, Barry, to have another winning week, we're going to go to the Final Four in men's college basketball.
All right.
They play tomorrow.
Yes, they do.
There are 2 games. I've been impressed with Arizona and Michigan all season long.
Yeah, this ain't no Johnny-come-lately thing. John has said before, there's something about those teams.
Something about those teams
that I really like.
So I've been impressed with both of these teams.
Yes.
We've seen Alabama, Auburn, SEC schools play these teams in the regular season. And we could see when they were playing them, these teams are a little bit different. They're a little bit different from what we see week in and week out. But Arizona and Michigan are getting together tomorrow, Barry. I believe it's 7:49. If I got that time correct?
It is. It's 7:54.
Whoa, man. Well, one of the websites I went to had 7:49. Make sure you check the time so you're not closed out at the window.
Yeah, if you go to your man, so to speak, at 7:52,
could be tough.
Because Barry said 7:54, and it was 7:49.
Yep.
Whew. That ain't my fault.
I get it. So, Barry, we're going to go with that game. It is on TBS. I know you've been wondering about that this week. What's up with TBS?
How is Auburn on ESPN2 and the NIT on Sunday? Michigan, Arizona, and UConn, Illinois is on TBS.
TBS.
How's that?
All right, Barry, I'm going to go with that game.
All right.
Arizona is a 1.5-point underdog in this game. Pretty close.
I'm
almost a
surprised.
pick 'em here.
Yeah.
But, Barry, all I've heard this week is everybody's talking about Michigan. Michigan this, Michigan that.
Michigan.
Yeah. Well, Michigan, if I'm not mistaken, their last 2 wins, or 2 of their last wins, 2 of the last 3 maybe, were against SEC competition. Right?
That's
Alabama
true.
and Tennessee.
Right.
Alabama held their own for half. Maybe that's not a good look for Michigan, but they ended up taking care of business in the second half. Embarrassed Tennessee in their next game.
The Big Ten has just blown by the SEC.
So
they got the national champion in football.
Yeah.
The SEC is out of the Final Four.
True.
There are 2 Big Ten teams. It might be an all Big Ten final. Who knows?
But Barry is beating and I don't take this the wrong way, folks, but is beating SEC teams really that big of an accomplishment? I mean, really? You kind of got to wonder. And I have been. Arizona, on the other hand, their coach, having it going, getting it on with the, not getting it on, kind of going sideways with the athletic
Who is
director.
he, Marvin Gaye? What
Yeah.
are you talking about getting it on?
There's a little tension there. He wants to kind of show her, look, we deserve everything we're getting.
And more.
And more.
We want more.
So he's got a little bit more to prove.
True.
I'm not jumping on this Michigan bandwagon, Barry, mainly because the world's on them. And when the world's on one side, I like the other side. I'm taking Arizona. I've been impressed with them since back in December. I'm staying with them. The Wildcats plus the 1.5 against Michigan is the Phantoms' daily dog on Saturday. We're going for a winning weekend.
Gotta have it.
It's a biggie.
It's a biggie, Billy.
It is a biggie.
Billy. When we come back,
Yes, sir.
our guy, Ralph Michaels. Love our segment with him from Wager Talk. John and I are live at Stivers Ford Lincoln on the Eastern Boulevard in Montgomery. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Prattville Carpet is the most trusted name in flooring in the river region. Ray Bowles and his staff have an extensive line of Mohawk, stain-resistant carpeting in all the latest styles and colors. Prattville Carpet also has hardwood, vinyl, and ceramic tile for all of your flooring needs. Professionally installed at the absolute lowest prices. Take advantage of cash and carry vinyl plank at just $239 a foot. Call them today to set up your free measurement for your home, office, lake house, hunting camp, or wherever you need flooring. 285-8117. That's 285-8117, or drop by 2201 Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville for Prattville Carpet.
All guests of Longshore McKnight appear on the City of Montgomery guest hotline. Check out the most interesting and informed personalities in sports covering Auburn, Alabama, Troy, ASU, and all the major teams from across the country. John and Barry have the best guests brought to you by the City of Montgomery. To find out everything you need to know that is going on in the capital city, check out montgomeryal.gov. That's montgomeryal.gov, the capital of dreams.
Hey, a couple of notes to pass along before we get to Ralph Michaels. We are such promoters of our fair city. Barry, I'm glad that spot played coming back in from the break. The mayor will join us Monday, I believe at 8 a.m. We'll talk to Mayor Reed here on the program. And then Tuesday, Barry, we're very excited. We're going to be at the Montgomery Regional Airport because that is the day that the new service, United Airlines, coming to town, nonstop service to Houston's Intercontinental Airport. We're going to be there when the first flight takes off, heading out to Houston. I think they bring the fire trucks out there. They have a water cannon salute.
Oh, cool.
You know, when the plane leaves for a first flight.
Oh, yeah.
So we're very excited about that to go along with the great service from Delta and American. United coming to town. We'll be at the airport on Tuesday as that kicks off. So very excited about that. Also excited about Ralph Michaels, Wager Talk in the Gold Sheet. He joins us now. Ralph, good morning. How are you, sir?
Doing great, guys. Congratulations, because with all the airlines cutting flights, it's nice to have another option, in your area. There's nothing better than that.
Yeah.
Certainly is going to be a benefit. Appreciate you saying that. The last week in sports was highlighted by Braylon Mullins' miracle shot to beat Duke. There's a lot of people who like beating Duke just because it's Duke. I wonder how much of a shift that had in any of the money anywhere. Was that a big shot in terms of Vegas, I wonder?
Oh, yeah. Not as much for the game, but Duke was the #1 bet team as far as the futures go to win the national championship or to get out of that region. So I am sure it was $100 of millions of dollars swing. Not they weren't going to, UConn was going to cover that game. They were getting, 7.5. But the swing of knocking Duke out with all those money line parlays for the game, all the futures that they're going to win the East, and all the futures to win the national championship, those go out the window, giving Vegas and sportsbooks a nice profit.
Yeah, we had a gentleman here that views the program. He's a big contributor. He was the last man standing in our contest to win a $5,000 diamond from a local jewelry store here in town, and that shot buried him, Ralph. That was a toughie.
It woke me up. I'm like, oh my gosh, I actually bet Duke on the money line. So I was one of those two people that took the favorites and, sort of dozing off. That's late for me. I got to bed early, I admit, so I can't watch those West Coast games, but man, that was as ugly. And, you don't expect a team like Duke to fall apart like they did. That was the most surprising thing to me. They have such a high IQ. We know Duke, academics are very important to that athletic program. So that was the most shocking thing to me, is who it occurred to, not who did it. Because we talked about UConn and Hurley, and oh my God, all he does is win in March Madness. It's amazing. It's amazing what he does with those kids when they get to this time of the year.
No kidding. All right, Final Four. Not the NIT, but if you want to talk about that, we'd love to get your thoughts about Auburn playing in the championship game of the NIT, but obviously the Final Four that will start tomorrow in Indianapolis. A lot of people have their focus on that.
Well, to me, it's almost like the Super Bowl. if these games were played on round one of the tournament, I would not have a play in either one of them. I will likely not have a play in either one of them. I've gone back and forth, to be honest with you. I would say this. I'm likely going to do this. I enjoy watching it. I enjoy having something on it. So I'm probably going to take a 4-team parlay. I'm going to parlay the 2 Big Ten teams and parlay the 2 unders for, half a unit.
Right.
I'm talking about just making it a fun bet and making it whatever you go out and you would pay for a movie and popcorn and snacks. Put that on the game and enjoy it like that. So I'm going to lean 2 Big Ten and 2 unders, but I'll tell you what, I would not bet a penny of my money or a penny of my enemy's money, on a legitimate bet for this game, for either game. So, are the 4 best teams there? No. Are the 4 best teams playing late in the year? Yeah, that's why you get to the Final Fours, because you are playing the best. And it's not as if though UConn deserves to be there, but they all do, and the one thing I've heard is, UConn is a 2 seed and Illinois was a 3 seed. Why is Illinois favored? Again, the seedings don't mean that much. You go look at the Ken Palm ranks and UConn was ranked 15th. They weren't even a top 10 team when the March Madness started. So don't put too much focus on the rankings. Take a look what the actual metrics say from sites like Bartorvik or Ken Palm, those that study the game and have the analytics to break them down.
With March Madness aside, there's some NBA, and you have your really cool baseball setup where you have the first inning report going on all the time. So there is action in baseball. Somebody was asking me, explain what Ralph does with baseball with that first inning deal. And so I thought I'd ask you about that again, because that for people who aren't rank and file baseball fans, that's an entertaining way to kind of dabble in it. Am I right?
It is. Some people call them Nerfies, no run first inning. So if you got a FanDuel DraftKings that actually shows first inning and you're just betting if there will be a first inning run or not. So people think, well, I'm just going to take a team that's hot and going to take a team that's cold. But there's a lot of things to look at. I break down how the teams do at home, how they do on the road, how they do versus lefties, how they do versus righties, how the starters do in the first inning. So I start the first inning, obviously, because I keep track of it daily, and I do post it for free on my X at CalSportsLV. But I will not actually using any client plays the next week. I want at least 10 games of action and the starters to get twice through the rotation. So you have those legitimate situations or a team is hot or cold. 80% of my plays are no run first inning. And on the season, about 55% of every game is no run first inning. So often you see you see the numbers slanted to that a little bit, where if you want to bet the no, you're going to likely lay some juice. But it all depends on how the teams are and how the starters are. I think Skeens last year had a streak of 21 straight games where he didn't allow a first inning run. So I follow those type of patterns as well. When you have some of those elite starters, early in the year, you may have to lay 130 or 140 juice. But later in the year, if a starter gets that hot, if you want to bet on, there's times you have to lay 150 or 160. And that's outside of my realm where I think there's still value.
Ralph, I've had somebody ask me with the first major in golf coming up next week at the Masters, do you do anything with golf in terms of handicapping?
We have a few guys at Wager Talk that do, and I don't. I normally just get into a Masters pool because it's fun, and I do watch it. About the only off sport that I will actually make a legitimate investment in is the Kentucky Derby. And the reason for that is that you go to a thoroughbred track nowadays, even if it's Santa Anita or Gulfstream or what's Oakmont down in Arkansas, even if it's one of those tracks, the sharps have a definite advantage because of the par mutual pools. When you get to the Kentucky Derby, there is so much public money that I just bet some random long shots, try to get the right combinations together, and those trifecta payouts are so high. So there truly is an overlay or extra money in the Derby, making it value to invest some money, even if you don't have knowledge about it. Just read that week, make some bets, and that's probably the only real non-sport that I will invest a decent amount of time in reading and an amount of money betting, because the potential payoffs are massive.
Let me take on a tangent here, because we had a gentleman that was a guest earlier this hour and telling stories, and he was telling the story about when he was very young in high school, and he and his buddy got involved with a guy who had all of the answers. Hey, spend 50 with me and I'll get you a winner tonight. And here he is, 16 years old, and he's getting, hey, I see you won. Let's get a, and they ended up, getting them in where they lost a little bit of money, and they learned a lesson. Ralph, you are with Wager Talk. It may be the most respected entity of its kind out there. Everything you do is documented. Do you have any cautionary tales about the kind of people who are disreputable in the business and things to watch out for?
Well, number one, if you can't find a place where those records are documented, just ignore them. I will say this, going back to school, when I was betting in elementary and junior high. So I was a degenerate for a long time. But back in the day, this industry used to be as slimy as any industry in the business, because there were times on Monday night where it was called a boiler room, where they try calling you, and all they do is they would call you on a Monday night. Most people lost on Saturday and Sunday, so Monday night was the bailout game. They would give half of the country one side, half of the country the other side, and then half of the customers would be very happy and they'd call them back. Until the internet became popular, that occurred all the time. Now those kind of things, thankfully, those things are gone. But it doesn't stop someone from popping on an X and say, I'm 21-1, my last 22 releases. Folks, that is just a blatant lie, and don't fall into those traps. Even the best handicappers at Wager Talk, guys, there may be one guy who hits 60% for a year. People are under the fallacy that, oh my gosh, I have to hit 60% to make money. No, you have to hit 52.7% of the money, not do stupid things, bet wisely, bet consistently, and you will make money and have a success. But you're never going to get rich betting sports. You may go on great runs, but it truly is. I mean, when you have a handicapper you like, it's basically like having a stockbroker you trust. You're investing money. There's no guarantee you're going to make money with that stock. You may lose money. That's part of the risk. Same thing with a handicapper. Trust who you have. If you like their write-ups, if you think they make sense, then you can withstand a loss and it's not so bad. Oh my God, Ralph had this game perfectly correct. He said they were a good three-point shooting team. Yesterday, they shot 2 of 20. Well, no one's going to win shooting 2 of 20. It was an anomaly performance.
That's great advice, Ralph, because you're right. I can remember back when I was in college, we were getting those phone calls on Monday nights 40 years ago. I can remember them distinctly. So, yeah, it is about money management, playing smart, being with somebody you trust. That's why we have Ralph Michaels from Wager Talking the Gold Sheet on with us each and every week during the football and basketball season. And it is fantastic information. Wow, I think we've covered all of our bases today. Did we miss anything?
Nope. Like I said, I won't have much to share. Full disclosure, I was against Auburn last night, so I was on Illinois State, But, it wasn't the motivation, because, yes, Auburn was disappointed about not making the tournament. And even though it's at Hinkle and it's not at Madison Square Garden, it's not hard to convince your team once you get to this point. Listen, guys, we can still be one of the very few teams that end the season on a win streak. It usually only happens to 5 or 6 teams. Some Ivy teams that won and didn't make the top 4, a couple teams that won and didn't make the tourney. You got the NCAA team, the NIT team, the Crown team. So to finish the season on a win is a positive, because under 10 teams can say it every year.
You're exactly right. Ralph, thank you so much for your time. We always appreciate it, my friend. We'll see you soon.
I'm traveling next week. I'm heading out to Vegas. So, I'll send you a text when I have something to share on a Friday that might be of interest. Until then, you guys have a great spring, and we'll talk to you in a little bit.
Yep.
Safe
Sounds great.
Appreciate
Safe travels.
Great.
All right. Great stuff from Ralph Michaels. Been with us throughout the football and basketball season. We'll rejoin him a little bit later. Barry, I saw a little confusion on your face when Ralph mentioned put a half a unit on it. And I thought, he's going to go, what's a half a unit?
A half a unit. A half a unit is like no unit.
So remember we talked about dimes and nickels and what those represent?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a dime's 1,000, nickels 500. So a half a unit, if you bet 100 on every game, Bet a half a unit. Bet 50. Make it fun. So if your unit is 100, you go half a unit.
The two things that he said, when I'm asking, I'm a newbie, I never bet on anything in my life. The two things he said in response to my question is, hey, what do you look out for? Number one, he did say that, if you enjoy doing it, it's like, getting popcorn and going to a movie and all that.
Good way to do it.
And number two, he says you're never going to get rich betting sports. I don't know that I've ever heard somebody in his business ever say that before. It's just, and John has said it where, it's just entertainment.
It's entertainment. It's exactly entertainment. And, you got to look at it like that. A box of popcorn, a Coke, and going to the movie. You're entertaining yourself. And I got to tell you, do I enjoy watching a game more when I got a little something on it? Yeah. That's just that's my makeup. That's my DNA. That's kind of how I like it. I know you could watch baseball all day. That's what makes this program.
And I don't have unique. A nickel on anything.
That's what makes this program so unique. It's, vanilla and chocolate, salt and pepper. I like it one way. He likes it the other. But now I will watch sports. Don't get me wrong. But is it more interesting to me when I have a little financial risk involved? Yeah, it is.
Now, if you're risking your children's tuition or diapers or a baby formula, then you really might need to rethink that.
Ralph's going to Vegas next week, and I've used this. This is my game plan. And no matter what your game plan is in terms of how much money you're willing to risk.
Right.
But I look at it as an entertainment expense. To make it easy, let's just say $5,000. That's not me. I'm just using a number. And you're going to Vegas for 5 days, which is way too many days, by the way. 3's max. But you go 5 days. And you need to kind of say, okay, my limit is $1,000 a day.
Okay.
And if I lose $1,000, I'm done for that day. I'm going to a show. I'm
doing something else.
Going to a buffet, going to go sit by the pool, go to the Liberace Museum, whatever it may be.
Liberace Museum. That's just figuratively speaking.
Yeah, then the next day rolls around and you go, the next day, hey, you might have won. Great. Then you take that, put it back. Next day, say you win $1,000, you're not up $2,000. You're not betting $2,000 the next day.
No.
You're still going to bet the $1,000 the next day. So it's all about money management. You can't get carried away, and the bells and the whistles and the free drinks and the comp meals and all that can kind of get you lost in all that. But you just got to stay focused. That's what you're doing there, to have fun, entertainment. Same way with betting on a football game. And as we said so many times, Barry, that's why we want regulated sports wagering in the state of Alabama. There's way too much unregulated sports wagering going on in this state. The state needs to grab a hold of it, get their piece of the pie, and get regulated sports wagering in the state. I'm a huge proponent of regulating sports wagering.
On the other side of this break, it's the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 topic wheel as we broadcast our show, the live portion of our show, 7 to 9 at Stivers Ford Lincoln here in Montgomery. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
At Dixie Overhead Door, we specialize in top-quality garage door solutions for homes across Alabama and Georgia. In need of a garage door repair or a brand new garage door installation, our expert team delivers fast, reliable service with local expertise that you can trust, providing customized solutions and exceptional care every step of the way. Visit us today at DixieOverheadDoor.com and experience the Dixie difference.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Don't miss your chance to win big at Victoryland Casino. Play the latest, hottest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. Don't miss out on your free play. Stop by Player Rewards today and check out this month's exciting free play promotions. Come see why our players keep coming back. You'll have more fun at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino, located off I-85 exit 22, Shorter, Alabama. Must be 21 or older.
Howdy, welcome back in, everybody. We appreciate you checking in with us. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Tell all your friends about us as well. Check us out at Yellowhammer News and yellowhammernews.com. We really appreciate those folks with all their help and being a part of that fine group. Check it out at yellowhammernews.com.
Now, also check this out. All right, do yourself a favor. This right here, this is where we are.
That's right.
Stivers Ford Lincoln. We love the word of mouth that has helped grow this show. And believe me, we believe in our sponsors as well. Word of mouth has been really strong in driving customers to the Stivers location here in Montgomery. John has said this before. If you're out and about today, maybe you're out and about listening to us on on demand on Spotify in your car, and you hear me saying right now, hey, if you're riding around, look around, check the cars around you at the stop sign. You'll see Stivers vehicles.
Yeah.
A lot of them out there. And John, there's a reason.
They are. Barry Price sells cars. There's no doubt about it. That's the bottom line. Eddie Stivers has been telling you that for years. But Barry, it's the lineup that Ford has for you. I mean, F-150 is America's best-selling truck for 50 years running. You got the Explorer, which they brought you the SUV back in the 80s.
That was the OG SUV.
The original SUV, the Ford Explorer, plenty of those for you. The Expedition, the Broncos, the car lineup, you just can't beat it here at Stivers Ford. And there's so many vehicles for you to choose from. And I promise you, you're not going to find a better deal anywhere than at Stivers in Montgomery. Hey, we really appreciate the River Region Straw chat line here today. Our man Kane Lake, a little shout out, a little love here. Money management and travel advice by Longshore McKnight is 5 stars.
5 stars, yeah.
Man, thank you. Appreciate that. Loving that. I do not know if they're putting a swimming pool in the end zone of the Brute Sun Bowl. As a matter of fact, Barry, I don't think it still is the Brute Sun Bowl.
I don't think it is either. I don't think it's been the Brute Sun Bowl for a while. And who was it that said, is there even such a thing as Brute? Heck yeah.
Is there?
Brute cologne for men.
Oh, man.
Oh, you got now
I had an
I don't
English
think it's
teacher that wore Brute, maybe a little bit too much Brute.
Ooh, you can overdo it.
Yeah. Don't go so heavy on the Brute.
It is. I don't think that it's available anymore in the United States. You have to have like bootleg Brute. It's marketed around the world by Unilever, except in the U.S., Canada, Mexico, Puerto Rico, and Latin America. I know it used to be. Shout out to Mr. Brandt, my earth sciences teacher at Southwest Junior High School, Melbourne, Florida. Woo! Yeah.
You know, Barry.
Mr. Brandt, you use cologne after showering, not instead of.
We back in our radio days, we had a guy that, man, you could smell him coming down the hall. It was Aqua Velva, I believe, was his choice.
Oh, we don't want to. We could mention his name because we both know who he is. My eyes are watering right now just as John tells that story.
Man, it was a little strong.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Do they still make Aqua Velva? High Karate?
High Karate was the best commercial ever.
English Leather? I know they make Old Spice.
I know they make Old Spice. Yeah. Let's go to the Gurn Junior. Let's go to the Gurn Junior Victoryland 777 topic wheel. Brought to you by Victoryland 777 Casino, exit 22 off I-85 in Shorter, Alabama, where you could be a winner too. 6 topics, no clue, not a shred of an idea what all of these are about, but we're going to take them as they come. Here we go.
Let's do it. Let's see what we got. I sounded like Tone Loc there. Let's do it.
Yeah.
The veteran.
The veteran.
The veteran. Let's see what we got here in the green
we got here. Wait, what's the deal? Kirk Cousins signs a contract with the Raiders. John, 1 year, $20 million guaranteed. We're talking about Kirk Cousins. We're not talking about Mahomes or anything like that. $20 million in guaranteed money. He'll join the Raiders. He's going to kind of be the mentor to Fernando Mendoza. It looks like a lot of that is kind of a bonus that counts bonus money as well. You're thinking, who on God's green earth is giving Kirk Cousins $20 million for 1 year, I kind of like it.
I do too, Barry. If I could get $20 million to just kind of be somebody's mentor, I'm in. Yeah. That's a heck of a deal, man. Kirk, and he's been around. He's kind of a journeyman.
37 years old. I would have thought after watching him in the playoffs, he did playoff stuff, studio. He was extraordinary.
I like
He's got a future there.
He was with the Falcons, I believe.
Yeah, they didn't make the playoffs, and so he was on in that. I want to say it was the Bills game. Live out on the field. He was great. Better than some of the guys they have that have been doing it for a while. All right, that's one down. I like that. The veteran. He's still at it.
Yeah.
$20 million.
Man, the green panel popped back up. All right, I love it. 5 more to go, I think.
All right.
It's going to land on
seesaw.
Never liked the seesaw. I was the guy that jumped off when the guy was up in the air.
Yeah, that's why I never trusted the seesaw. My rear end hurts.
Oh, Bears on the seesaw? Look at this. Don't tell me
love it when Gurn goes with Bears.
Wait, these Bears actually seesaw?
This is in the playground. Andean Bears. Andean is the mountain range. It's South American Bears.
Look at this.
No, you grab it there. You grab it. No. Well, put it down. I can't reach it. Put it down. Yeah, there you go. Jeez. All right, now I got it. You got it. Now pull me up. Push. Hang on, I don't have it. Okay, yeah, I got it. Hey, do it again.
Look at these Bears. They're pretty smart.
Well, when's it my turn? Hey, see, that's the thing. That's what Longshore would do. He'd let go of it. Another guy would smack into the ground.
That's right. And you always had to get a guy that was kind of your weight, Barry, on the seat, because if you were lighter than the other guy, you were always at the top.
I always had the guy who wore the husky jeans and everything. I never could.
Terrible.
I never could teeter-totter with him. All right, back at it. Here we go.
What's next on the?
I love a good bear.
Yeah, you gotta love the good animals on the topic wheel.
All right.
4 to go. Yellow, blue, green, red.
Oh, the blue one's got a
Is
sore
that green one
subject
again?
with John. Rally sombrero. You've heard the rally cap?
Yeah.
There's such a thing as a rally
Is this the Mexican
sombrero. This is with the Rangers, the Texas Rangers. They've got a rally sombrero. You can actually wear the crispy bowl on your head with the cheese and the nachos and the guacamole and all that kind of stuff.
Barry, I don't eat at a game. I don't like eat. I'm eat before the game or after the game. I'm not eating at the game.
I eat peanuts. I'm mostly a peanuts guy during the game. But how do you eat that? How does that work? The people around you can eat off your hat.
That's a mess.
Yeah. Somebody's going to. That's a disaster waiting to happen. That's just a matter of time.
Don't want any part of that.
No. Bad idea. Bad idea.
3 to go.
Scratch
I think we can get them in.
Yeah.
On the Gurn Junior Victoryland 777 topic wheel.
Slow play is a real hot button topic with my co-host.
Yeah.
Let's go.
They don't like slow play on a blackjack table. We've been talking about Vegas. They
Nightmare.
deal those cards pretty quick.
Nightmare.
Oh,
yeah. The Thunder beat the absolute crud out of the Lakers last night. You're talking about a late, a lost cause.
Glad I didn't play that game yesterday.
Yeah, and Doncic gets hurt. Luka, who's a little bit brittle, jump stop. Oh, that's a hamstring. That's a hammy.
Not good.
That's a hammy. Literally, they lose him, and they lose the game. Doncic has been playing so well.
Now, Barry, do you think
they lose the game, John? The Lakers lose. The Lakers. They lose that game to the best team in the NBA, that's for sure. But they lose that game by, 45.
So, Barry?
Yeah, it was 139-96. So they lost it by 43.
Do you think these two teams maybe could see each other in postseason again? I'm just wondering because
they
trailed
by 31 at halftime.
They're going to remember this. They're going to remember that butt whooping. I got to tell you, OKC's,
they ain't got anything wrong with them.
They're pretty damn
good. There's nothing.
Yeah.
There's no shortcomings there. All right, back.
2 to go.
2 to go, 2 minutes. Here we go before we wrap
it up. Isn't it amazing? We don't know what these topics are, and we still can comment on it. That just kind of shows you how smart we really are.
Peaches and Herb topic right here.
It feels so good.
Reunited.
They're
going to have a special. Michigan is playing on Saturday against Arizona. That's a big deal. And the Fab Five are going to be out there. Two of them are already broadcasters, Jalen Rose and Chris Webber. As a matter of fact, Chris Webber did the Troy game 2 weeks ago.
He sure did.
Chris Webber, Jalen Rose, Jimmy King, Juwan Howard, Ray Jackson.
Okay.
They were all Fab Four. They are going to have their own alternate kind of a Manning cast.
Oh, wow.
And it'll be kind of cool. It'll be right after UConn and Illinois wraps up.
Mm-hmm.
You get to watch the Fab Five talk about Michigan.
What channel? Oh, it's
Ooh,
on
that's a good
HBO. I
point.
think it's on HBO.
The deal is the
True
Fab
TV.
Five were at Michigan from 1991, 1992, 1993. That was a long time ago. I saw Weber. He was 2 seats down from him. He never got a chance to say anything to him. But, yeah, he's getting a little old. These guys are old. These guys have got gray hair and grandkids. And
they could play back in the day.
I love that concept.
Yeah,
I think
that's
they'd be
good.
pretty good.
All right, one more to go here before we wrap up at Stivers Ford in Montgomery.
They should have had an Aiden Holloway podcast going on at the Alabama game.
Hey,
Hey, dude.
wow. Ouch.
Whoa. All right.
Huh.
Now,
Okay.
isn't it funny that the very last one is slow
play.
Here we go.
Golf, maybe?
We've had one
Golfer?
of those topics earlier.
Ah, yeah, it is. Yeah.
Slow play video. Oh, this lady, watch her. Now, we're not going to watch this whole video. Here's her setup. She's hitting a wedge. There's the green right over there. Right, okay. She says her father, I think, was filming. He says she does it. This is part of her setup for every shot. Okay, she's standing. No. All right, let me go. All right, so that's the way my back's. All right, let me go. Club face is square to the green. Okay, my feet feel good. Okay, no.
Forget it.
She does it like 2 or 3 times on there. I cannot watch that whole video again because here she goes. No.
Yeah.
She just get rid of that, Gurn. That's.
I mean,
what are you waiting for?
Yeah,
Divine intervention,
then she probably hits it fat.
inspiration.
You know, come on. Hit
Yeah,
it,
and then
girl.
she'll roll one up there,
Yeah.
scull it into the creek.
Now, I'm out. I'm heading back to the pro clubhouse
Come on,
after. If
man.
I see that,
Hit it
forget
while
it.
we're
I got
young.
to have some speed.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we're here at Stivers Ford wrapping up our live version, but you can watch us anytime on your schedule when it's convenient for you. Facebook, YouTube, X. Listen to us on Spotify. Something called Apple Tunes. It used to be around. What's it now called?
It's always been iTunes.
Oh,
I don't think it's
iTunes.
ever called Apple.
Okay. So, yeah,
Apple
you know what I
Music.
mean. So hit the search bar, type in Longshore McKnight. We pop up. You can listen to us anytime you want. And we'll be back Monday.
Yes, we will.
The mayor's going to join us Monday.
We'll have the Final Four preview,
Yeah.
and we'll also get into Masters Week starting on Monday. For our buddy Ralph Michaels from Wager Talk, the Moneyline magician Josh Harris, and our producer Gurn Jr., for John Longshore, I'm Barry McKnight. From Stivers Ford Lincoln in Montgomery, Alabama, it's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.